Welcome back to Confessions of a Wannabe It Girl. This is part 2, or Coachella 202, of this year's Coachella episodes for the podcast. I'm joined again by my boyfriend, Hunter Vodell.
Hello, hello.
And we are giving you tips and tricks for Coachella.
Intermediate tips and tricks. Maybe some advanced tips and tricks. We'll see.
Welcome to Confessions of a Wannabe It Girl. I'm your host, Marley Freygang, and I'm here to help you filter out all the bullshit and become the next It Girl. This podcast explores the reality of what it really takes to make it out there. As it turns out, it is way less Instagrammable than I thought it was going to be. I'm still very much a work in progress, but there's simply nothing else I'd rather be doing than chasing my dreams. So let's learn from my mistakes and work together to achieve our dreams with more confidence, clarity, and direction. Let's get after it.
So we ended the last episode teasing a little bit about some tips and tricks that we have.
Start us off?
Yeah. Well, I have a little story time for the audience.
Well, we love story time.
We love the story time. So this is the story of how I got my phone stolen at Coachella 2018.
Did we tell how I got mine
yes,
stolen? Or
last
did we
year.
just say that I got it stolen?
I mean, I think we kind of said it last year.
Whatever, we'll wrap it in.
Anyways, so I was leaving a set at the Sahara tent. Unfortunately, I don't recall which set at the Sahara tent, to go see Coachella, basically.
Beyonce, yeah.
And Beyonce also had booked out her time. So there was no competing acts for a time. So basically there is a mad rush of people.
It was the only show in town.
Yep. And a rush of people to head towards main stage to see Beyonce. And very exciting on some level. Beyonce performing in Coachella, nobody saw this coming on some level. It's crazy to see how far Coachella's come. Rush of people. To be honest, I like Beyonce enough, but I wouldn't have seen her if she wasn't at Coachella. So this was an amazing opportunity for me to go see her. Because I won't buy a ticket to the concert.
You're not going to do it.
I was like, here we go, whatever. So I head off to Beyonce. I have my little square Michael Kors purse with just a simple zipper. This purse is very small. It literally was the length and size pretty much of an iPhone 11, maybe 2 stacked. That's how big it is. So it's small purse. I just have my phone sitting in there, hanging off my shoulder, dangling down on my sides, and it's me and 2 other people, and we are pushing through the crowd to get to Beyonce.
Sardines. Literally crazy sardines. Yeah.
And I mean, you can't even touch your purse or your pockets or whatever because you're kind of just having to push through. In retrospect, maybe I should have tucked it into something or whatnot, but there's such a flood of people. We get to main stage. We have a decent spot we can see well enough, whatnot. And I go down to open my purse and my phone is gone. And I'm
wasn't your purse open too?
I don't remember if it was open or closed. Probably was open.
Right.
Because whatever. So then I'm thinking, oh no, I dropped it. It fell out of my purse because I think it was open. It was definitely open.
It probably was.
I'm thinking, oh no, it fell out of my purse in the crowd, which makes sense. Somebody could have bumped into me. It could have popped off, whatnot. And then as the situation starts settling, I'm oh no, my phone just got snatched.
Yep.
So that's how it will happen. It's super easily happens in the moment of you trying to get one place to another. Yep. It was dark, couldn't see, whatnot. We also had a friend when we were at Coachella. We were literally standing in a crowd and it was in his pocket and he was dancing with his girlfriend. She was in front of him and someone tried to slip their hand into his pocket and grab it and he caught him.
And grabbed him.
It's really in unexpected moments.
Right.
So that is the story of my phone getting stolen. Now for purses, I think I've covered this a little bit on my TikTok.
Her TikTok that's your number one resource.
It is my number one resource to explain.
It's perfect.
I have some updates for it. People were really helpful in the comments too.
Nice.
I have a, what's that called? Rebecca Minkoff purse that has a hole in the zipper and it will lock into the strap.
So they can't unzip it.
And so they can't unzip it. So an updated thing that I realized last year is I was using more of it's a cheap purse, but like a more in trend, like under the shoulder, just little bag. It has a zipper and it has a clip over it, but I was like, I honestly don't know if this is enough. I started taking my bandana and tying it around the purse on top of it. So then on top of it, I have something tied and locking it in. Other people in my comments brought up safety pins, what are those called? Like use them for rock climbing, like carabines.
Like carabiners?
Yeah, like putting a carabine through it.
Yeah, no one's getting that off.
No one's getting that off.
Without you noticing.
Right, without you noticing. And of course, locks. So those are some ideas for your purse.
And for guys, it's a little simpler for guys. And the way I got my phone stolen, which was the year before Marley's, is we were looking for someone, ironically going into the tent for Muramasa. And I had been putting my phone in and out of my pocket. I'm trying to text, call, whatever.
We were also like kind of in like a panic looking for people as it was getting very crowded.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we weren't in that much of a panic. We just weren't in a good area. We were in a very high trafficked area.
It was hot.
And it was hot and we're trying to get in the tent. And so I put my phone in and I felt when I put it in, I could tell that my pop socket caught on the top of my pocket. So I was like, oh, it didn't go all the way in. I literally looked away for 1 second to try and see someone. From the time I was like, oh, my phone didn't go all the way in my pocket till I put my hand back there was 3 seconds, 5 seconds at most. And that shit was gone. And I spent the next 30 minutes, not 30 minutes, but the next like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't that long.
Looking on the ground before I finally realized what had happened. And I don't know I can't remember if we mentioned this in the last episode. I know we haven't said it yet, but it's not like there's just like a random couple people are like, yeah, phones get stolen at Coachella.
There's rings.
No, there are legit phone stealing rings at Coachella. Teams of people come in with the sole purpose of trying to steal electronics, phones, GoPro,
and they don't even want your credit card. They want the phone because they can sell that.
Right, they can sell it. And what they do is they throw it in their backpack laced with tin foil. So you're like, find my phone. It's in tin foil. It can't. And you're not getting that shit back because it's not Joe Schmo who saw a phone was like, I'm going to steal it and maybe use it for myself. These are like professional thieves or whether they work for some cartel is possible or something else.
We have no idea.
It's probably not a cartel, but they're in some sort of organized crime ring and they know what they're doing and they get your phone and they take it out and they unlock it. You're not getting that shit back. So Marley's just covered all the good way. You just need to be
for a purse,
right?
Yeah.
You just need to be overall like conscious of what's going on because
don't put it in your back pocket.
It can happen. Yeah, never go in the back pocket. Even if you've got like a Velcro on it or whatever, not a good move. I've had the most success with zipper pockets. If you have Velcro pockets or other just like closed top pockets that aren't in your back pocket or like on your side leg or whatever, that's another good spot. If you're rocking jeans or something like that, a front jean pocket is good just because it's tight.
I mean, you could, if you're feeling it, stick a safety pin through the jean too.
That's
and like
true
lock
too.
it in there.
Yeah, and then there's other ways to do it. I mean, like when I got it stolen, as a guy, like I've just been a bit more conscious. And then I've also, not every day, but for sure on the days where I have worn zipper pants, like I've just been a little more carefree because I know I zip it up. And I probably should use a safety pin or something else.
Yeah, you could safety pin the zipper down too.
Which I haven't done. And I haven't had a problem. And overall, we've been okay. But the main thing is, for whatever reason, phone stealing rings at Coachella are absolutely real. They've been there every single time. Year.
I do have one more tip for potentially a guy.
Yeah.
Like if you are wearing one of those across the shoulder bags, like a fanny pack, but you're wearing it across, what if you flip it backwards?
Flip it inside out. That's what,
or like flip it backwards so the zipper is towards you.
Well, that's what one of our buddies who came with us last year did.
There you go.
You know who I'm talking about. He was rocking the...
Yeah, just flip it.
Yeah, he had it flipped inside.
Yeah.
And so like the outside there's no zipper there. And so like, no one's getting that. The main thing is not to fully protect the item. The main thing is to protect it to the point where like Marley told the story, our buddy felt someone trying to jack his phone. It was a little like 4'0" short staying low to the ground, turned around, grabbed his wrist, was like, what the hell are you doing? And the dude took off.
Yeah.
And the main point though is like these people are out there. So at least be conscious. And if you just totally YOLO it and you don't protect anything and you're swimming through big crowds, don't be surprised if your shit gets jacked.
Okay, so I have never camped. But I did actually find some tips on TikTok that I thought I would share about camping that like I found really interesting. And if you don't know, a lot of people camp at Coachella. It's the most affordable option for staying at Coachella. The people
most convenient.
The people who camp, like they are Coachella. Like they hold it down. You know, they're always there. Also, huge plus for the people who are camping with the colder weather. They get to go grab a jacket. I love that for them.
Need something, run back to your campsite. I mean, it's a 20-minute walk, but
it's cold. I mean, that's better than spending $80 on a sweater.
Yeah. So, or like trying to go all the way back to your Airbnb.
That's not happening.
You're not doing that.
So somebody on TikTok said, you know, the shower lines get really bad in the morning. And I was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. So she said she likes to shower as soon as she is leaving the festival.
Right.
Because there's no one in line.
Makes sense.
And I was like,
everyone's fucked up. And she's like, I'm taking a shower
now. And then you can just
then you can go keep drinking.
Yeah, whatever. The big one that I think a lot of people have probably seen on TikTok is people use those closet hanging organizers and they hang them in their tent or under their, what is that called? Like we use it at the tailgates for the.
You mean the tailgate of the car?
No. The tailgate when we go to the Rams game.
No, I know, but
what is that thing called? The tent.
Oh, the Easy Up?
Yeah, and then people hang those storage things on their Easy Up. They put food in them. It just gives you layers of storage wherever you're camping or staying.
Instead of throwing shit all on the ground, which is going to get trampled by your group when you're messed up that night. Or just disorganized. Yeah. I've seen girls organize makeup in it. I've seen people organize food in them. Like you can do a lot with those hanging closet organizers. Mm-hmm. The other thing that I noted from TikTok is there is no metal or no glass allowed in camping. Yeah. So when they search you when you're coming in, make sure you don't have that stuff and just be patient. Evidently, the search is actually the worst part. It takes just a lot of time because they're going slow. Hide your glass water pipes, people.
Anyways, so let's talk about some tips for the daytime.
Yeah.
So daytime. Regardless,
put sunscreen on. Don't forget, you will get burned. Even last year,
of the neck.
Yeah, even last year wasn't that hot. It's still sunny for 4 or 5 hours when you're there.
Yeah,
so
you don't want to get burnt the first day and then be burnt the rest of the weekend.
Correct.
And also, like the heat may come and go, but either way, you're probably drinking. You're standing a lot. Your body is getting a lot of movement. I highly recommend Liquid IV.
Liquid IVs are great.
Also,
you can bring them in too.
Yeah, you can bring them in. They don't stop it. I mean, also the water level of quality at Coachella is a little sus.
It's water.
It's drinkable.
It's not like clean filtered water.
So for those who don't know, they have water you can buy or water you can fill up for free. And the water you can fill up for free is just...
It's got a taste.
Something's off with it.
It hydrates you. You don't get sick or anything.
Yeah, you're fine.
But you're drinking Coachella water.
Yeah, it's Coachella water.
I don't know.
So if you add a Liquid IV to that... Stunning. Golden. And it just, after a while of drinking water at festivals, I sometimes am like, ugh, like I don't want to drink water.
Drink more water. Yeah, and to be fair, it's not that, like, you're better off drinking the Coachella water than spending $30 a day on freaking water. Because each water bottle's probably going to be, used to be $5. They're probably going to be like $7 now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And also like, save the environment. Let's not use plastic. Oh, if you collect a lot of cans and bottles at Coachella, I don't remember.
You can exchange
it for a VIP ticket.
How many cans and bottles
I don't know. We should look it up. I know. Do you want to collect? Like, I'll do it.
I mean, I will collect, but I gotta say, you're getting a VIP ticket out of it. That's got to be at least like 1,000 bottles.
I think it is. I think it's a lot. It's not like 100. Anyways, something that I'm going to be very sensitive to this year is chapstick. I'm currently on Accutane and my lips are already like
She's
dying.
a dry lad.
So, and in the desert, I always do notice my lips there. And like, so something to just stick in your bag is just chapstick. I know it sounds so simple, but like having uncomfortable lips all weekend is no fun. And I highly recommend the Glossier lip balm. It's really thick, but also tastes good and it just really stays.
Bandana masks or whatever kind of mask you want to rock will definitely help your lips too. We talked about that a little bit last year. Again, you definitely don't have to wear a mask, but you will be much happier.
It's nice to have a bandana on hand.
Yeah, like a bandana, because, and you won't know until you go and you do it, but if you wear a bandana for like, let's say the 4 hours at night, when you take that off and you look at the side that was like out to the world, and the side that was like up against your face, they're barely the same color. Like it picks up so much dust and like, you know, obviously it's not perfect, but it does keep a lot of dust and dirt out of your nose, out of your lungs. And like, again, you're not going to die. You're going to be fine. But like, wear the bandana. You'll feel better. It helps.
When people start walking out too, that is when, especially end of day 2, and definitely at the end of day 3, like walking to the shuttles and all that is really dusty. Is really dusty. So right.
And the wind picks up the most at night, so it'll be super. So everything's gonna be blowing around. Glasses, like that's why sunglasses are good during the day,
but also good at night.
Good at night. I mean, I usually wear my sunglasses walking out of there, or you know, Again, are you going to die? No. Are you going to get a bunch of shit in your eyes?
Yes. Probably. I should have talked about this when we talked about liquid IV. This is a tip I have learned from Disney. I'm actually going to buy one. Is they make collapsible water bottles on Amazon. So they just go like, they're like an accordion. They go like, right. And then you can just fit them and tuck them in your purse. I think that's like a great thing just to have and fill up your water when you can. And because like if you're in a group, you can totally rely on people who have water packs, but like, what if you go off alone, or what if, you know, someone in the water pack, you know, is tired of sharing, or, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's nice to have your own refillable water bottle. And like people at Disney do it all the time. So I thought that was a good thing to share. So do you want to talk about the phone numbers?
Ooh, this is so funny. This is honestly.
Tell the story too.
Okay. So some of our friends,
One friend in particular, a couple in particular.
We go to them at Coachella like every year. You know, we're good friends. We've been friends for a long time. And Marley and her friend, the girl, were like, hey, this is what we're going to do this year. You know,
she's done it before,
which I guess we didn't know. And
you just weren't included. Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. Anyways, what you do is you write on a note card, like an index card that you keep in your wallet, the address you're staying at, your phone number, your friend's group's phone number. It's almost like a if lost, please return to type card. And it has a bunch of numbers on it, like call Marley, call Hunter. This is the address if they're lost. Like that's a way, like if your phone gets stolen, your phone dies, or any of that stuff, you've got the hard written facts right there. You could give to anybody and say, hey, like I need to borrow your phone. I need this. So, you know, we're getting ready doing this the day on Friday, the first day. And this couple, you know, the guy's like,
I don't need this.
Like, I mean, I get it, but like, this is dumb. Like, why would I need this? Like, I'm not going to lose my phone. I'm like, we don't need this, whatever. And I can't remember if he lost his phone or if it died. It died. Whatever it was.
On Saturday, the busiest day.
On the busiest day, we
can't find him.
It's me, Marley, and
one friend.
And his girlfriend. And we cannot find him. The three of us are together.
He's gone.
He's just straight gone. All of a sudden, random phone number starts ringing on your phone, I think.
No, her phone.
On her phone. It's like, what is this random area code I've never seen? I better answer this. She says, hello? It's her boyfriend. How did he know the number to call? Because of the index cards.
Right. And so we all walk up to him. I don't know if you were in on it.
No,
but
I didn't.
Me and one friend were
I didn't. I was on his side.
Don't make fun of the note card because you just got your ass saved.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it is really helpful because like I've been trying to memorize Hunter's phone number this year and I still don't know.
I remember a couple years. Yeah, I know it's sad, by the way. But a couple years ago, I actually forgot about this. One of our other friends she just didn't want to bring her phone because she just didn't want to bring her phone. She just had the note card. She just had the note card with everything written on it, and took the shuttle. She didn't want to lose it.
She was like, I want to be disconnected, and she was fine.
That was great. It worked super great. And if nothing even happened, but like if some weird situation popped up, she's not like, what the fuck do I do? It's here's my numbers, here's my house, here's how I get home.
It was great. So that's the phone card on the note cards. Phone numbers on the note card.
Don't sleep on it.
Don't sleep on it. Really don't. Another thing I kind of didn't remember, honestly, is that the porta potties start to get gross, and especially at night, they run out of toilet paper. So it's a great little easy thing to do is to take a small Ziploc bag from your house and fill it with toilet paper and just keep it in your purse. Maybe bring 3 of those. Or like
tissues, whatever.
Because like they just run out of toilet paper and it's just
fits right in your Camelback or other backpack. And
yeah. Now this one's for the ladies. I don't know what it is about music festivals. Maybe it's like you're throwing your body in like a different environment supplements or whatnot, or like you're dehydrated and you're drinking all day and, you know, it's a full send, who knows? But for some reason, this has happened to me a lot. I won't be anywhere near my period. And for some reason, I'm at a music festival and I will start my period. So I highly recommend bringing a tampon for you or for a friend like me who this just randomly seems to happen to.
Because you'll wait longer than you should have to wait at the med tent to get a tampon.
That's true. The med tent is great. They do have a lot of supplies. Like I grabbed Band-Aids there, you know, I got stuff for my eczema one year. Like they have stuff, but you just wait.
They gave you a blister pad for your heel.
Yeah, they did.
So it takes a little bit. The med tent's great. Look, if obviously they're going to serve people who are actually like
you're low priority with these
medical
aches and pains
going on. But if you need Band-Aids or a tampon or like simple like stuff like that you just can't find or it's too hard to get or yours got ruined, just go cruise by a med tent and then they'll be happy to help you out. Of course, like I mentioned, you know, the person who took too much Molly is the first priority.
Yeah, you're low on the totem pole. Something else I wanted to touch on is like Apple Pay. Like a lot of places do take Apple Pay. But as we mentioned last year, the internet kept going down. So like it is important to have one card with you.
Yes.
And
I would bring some cash too, but we're going to get into the cash thing We'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah. So
but definitely want another.
It's nice if the Apple Pay works, but like it doesn't always work.
Right.
So that being said, and then also with the bathroom tip, hand sanitizer, which is something we all should have thought of, but like I've never thought to take in because the sinks, I don't know, just doesn't feel enough.
The sinks will have the water, but they run out of soap within 30 minutes.
You're right.
There's no soap. At the beginning of the day, it'll be fine, but then very quickly, there's going to be no soap and no paper towel. So you're just going to run your hands under some cold water and shake them out. And like, let's be real, guys, that's not actually washing your hands. Yeah. So especially after being in those nasty ass porta potties.
Yeah, with no toilet paper and da-da-da-da. So let's talk about the nighttime.
Yes.
So as we mentioned,
it's way more chaotic at night.
Last year was definitely year of the Coachella sweater. So like everybody was buying merch. It was really cold. So, you know, I honestly think plan some outfits with a jacket involved or a shrug or, you know, be carrying a, you know, cool blanket that you can also work as like a shrug. A pashmina vibe. Some things that I actually ended up doing last year. I was so cold and I was like, I have these 2 bandanas and I was like,
I forgot about this.
Wonder if I like tied them together, would they make a shawl? And 2 was like a little short. So I asked you, I was like, do you have a bandana? And you were like, yeah. And so I was like, I just like tied all 3 of them together. And then I had a little shrug thing and it wasn't the warmest. But like, it's a quick fix.
It's enough. The main thing is like, it's going to be cold at night regardless. And like we said, last year was colder and this year, I mean, the forecast is not fully out and it'll change. It can be colder. But the big thing is it's just windier too.
Right.
So if you can just break the wind off your skin a little bit, it'll go a long way.
Yeah, it did help. So one of the things I'm going to look into this, I haven't figured this out, is you know how you can get like vacuum sealed bags for like storing? I wonder if there's a small one that I could put a jacket in that I could somehow magically fit in my purse.
Oh, and you just bring like one every day.
Maybe I just need to get a bigger purse. Yeah.
No, that's a great idea. Bring it in, zip and vacuumed, open it, toss the bag, got your jacket. Next day, throw it in another one, do it again.
Right. So it's like, but you just have to commit to the jacket when you take it out because it's not getting back in your purse. Right. But stay tuned if I figure that out. But I mean, you could try it in a small Ziploc. I guess it just depends on the size of your purse.
It also depends on like the size and thickness of your jacket.
Well, also, I haven't discussed this with you, but I'm like, if I put it in a Ziploc bag, like maybe 2, like couldn't I potentially put it in your water pack?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Coming up with tricking my boyfriend to let me making him carry shit on the podcast.
I mean, we already did that, didn't we?
Whatever. So leaving, you want to talk about the cash?
Yeah, it's definitely a good idea if you're not doing the shuttles and you're not driving. It's definitely a good idea to bring some cash with you. Look, it's pretty organized, you know, and like when you're leaving, you're in the Uber line. Mm-hmm. There are other ways to leave the event. What I would say and why I think, and you know, you can comment on it more, why I think it's good to have cash. And we've done this not specifically at Coachella, but at other places, is in chaotic Uber situations. Let me tell you who else doesn't want to be there.
The Uber driver.
Because they're not getting paid enough. So what you do is you go find an Uber driver who's either like in line or, you know, they don't have a ride yet. And you say, hey, I got $20. I got $40 cash. The Uber's going to cost you that much anyways.
Yeah.
Just offer the guy or the gal, whoever the driver is, offer the cash and say, hey, can you give us a ride home for this cash?
Right.
And maybe don't do it alone. Obviously, it's like a little risky. Like if you're a girl alone, it's,
not
maybe
great,
don't do it. It's a little riskier.
I mean, if so, text the license plate to somebody or like,
right. I mean, in that case, maybe it's still better to just,
do it through the channel.
Go through the line. But like if you're in a group of 3 or 4 people and you want to try and cut this line, go
talk your way in with some cash.
Yeah, it helps having the cash because they'll just, you can offer Venmo too. Yeah. But, being able, you're not going to have service. So being able to just say, hey, here's $40, take me to this address.
Let's go.
You're going to be surprised at the amount of people that'll be willing to do that. You'll also be surprised at the amount of people who, if you talk to them further and say, hey, we're going tomorrow and the next day, this is like our general plan. Can I get your phone number? Can I get your phone number and hire you to drive me outside of Uber? Yeah. Some people obviously won't be comfortable and that's fine. But the main thing is the driver is going to make more money and you're going to have an easier experience. Yeah, that's what so leaving Revolve Fest last year and then 2019, we couldn't get an Uber out. You're supposed to bus. But, we're going to the festival for real. We're not just staying at Revolve. So first year we realized that the Uber thing was like kind of a mess over there. So we Venmo'd somebody to take us. And then the next year when I went last year, I was like, okay, I'm grabbing cash. And we literally just walked up to a car and said, this is how much I've got. Can you take us? And then we actually ended up taking 2 other girls who were trying to do the same thing. And they Venmo'd me back the other half. Yeah. So it was it was great. Like, so keep cash to kind of like sway a ride if needed. Okay. So another option you have is you can take a shuttle out. If you have the shuttle pass, of course. Well, yeah, that's actually true. You can kind of finagle your way onto the shuttle. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. We've done it a couple of times. Yeah, they don't check that hard. They check hard going, but right, but not coming back. Maybe because they just want everyone out. Yeah, they're like, get the hell out of here. People. Yeah, I mean, like I've heard stories of people like flashing credit cards. Yeah, we literally had friends do that last year. I think I did it one year too. Yeah, because you gave your I gave mine away or something. Yeah, it was fine. But anyways, take a shuttle out and then just pick the shortest line you can find and then Uber from where you were dropped off at the shuttle. Yeah, it's like if you have a shuttle pass and you're not close to the shuttle, there is definitely, like Marley said, no reason to just try and Uber out of there. Take the shuttle, get to a shuttle stop, get to like the closest one to where Airbnb is. You might even have to walk like a half mile from there. Usually not. Depends on like if it's Saturday, maybe. But 2 things happen. A, 1, it's faster. You get home faster. And B, the Uber that you were going to take anyways is going to be cheaper because you're not trying to Uber from Coachella. So the definitely big tip is and we've done this multiple times when we've been close to a shuttle stop, but not walking distance from a shuttle stop, get to the shuttle stop, Uber from the shuttle stop. Do not Uber from or Lyft from Coachella. Right. So let's talk about recovering in between the days. I'm going to tell the Benadryl story. Marley found a great hack for herself. I found a great hack, but Hunter caused the hack to happen. Yes, I apologize. First night of actual Coachella, so Friday going into Saturday. We did have a room invader, to be fair. We did have a room invader, to be fair, but that's not why I woke up. No, I know. I have to get sleep at Coachella, or I'm like really miserable. I mean, I just need to get sleep in general, or I'm miserable. Yes. And I was in Hunter and I's room. I was having a hard time falling asleep. The people still partying out in our Airbnb, just like overstimulated from the day. I was having a hard time falling asleep. Eventually I fell asleep. Hunter comes into the room and he shines his flashlight in my face. Whoops. And I woke up and I started crying. She was so sad. I was like, it was so hard for me to fall asleep and you just woke me up and like I could not fall back asleep. I slept horribly that night. So the next morning I get up and I like jumped in our freezing cold pool. He yells at me for a minute or 2. Yeah, I kept trying to make myself feel better. Eventually, you just start to say fuck it. But take a couple shots. That night, a friend was like to me, I was like, oh, I really don't want, this is not medical advice. This is not medical advice. I was like, God, I really hope that doesn't happen to me again. And he was like, why don't you just take half a Benadryl or 1 Benadryl?
And I was like, oh,
that's so smart.
Do you have some? And he was like, yeah. So now I will be taking the Benadryl to knock out.
It's a good hack. I mean, look, obviously we're not advocating.
It's not medical advice.
Take a bunch of drugs, but if you have a hard time sleeping, I mean, look, I think most of us have taken Benadryl at one point in our lives.
Yeah.
It works after a festival too.
Yeah. So I slept way better. So that's Benadryl.
Or like Benadryl equivalent. Like you don't have to take like a sleeping pill, but if you take,
I wouldn't recommend a sleeping pill.
Yeah, don't take a sleeping pill or something like.
We are not medical people.
Yeah, no, don't go anything prescription. Don't do anything crazy. Get some over the counter, like something like Benadryl, some allergy meds or something that is like, hey, like can make you
Tylenol
drowsy.
PM.
Yeah, Tylenol PM. It can make you drowsy. Cool. Take it. Go to sleep.
Bed. Do you want to talk about the neti pot or do you want me to?
Since I am too much of a wimp to do a neti pot, I think you should talk about it.
All right. So a girl that I'm like distantly friends with posted on TikTok that she always brings a neti pot. And I was like, oh, that's so smart. But I don't need one. Go to Coachella. My nose was so ripped up the last Coachella. And luckily a friend of ours in our Airbnb was like, oh, I have one. And I used it in the shower to like flush out your nose. So that's a quick thing to like add into just like elevating your experience while at Coachella's. Cleaning out the nose in between.
Well, and it definitely helps if you start like on Friday night or like Saturday morning, I should say, because it's like a build-up thing. You know what I mean? Like it definitely builds up over the days. And again, I think we talked about this in the last episode, but like weekend 2, totally fucked all 3 days. It's
good luck.
Stagecoach later, even more fucked.
I don't know how you people do it.
It's all dust and dirt.
Correct.
Weekend 1, Friday, there's grass until that evening. But basically, Friday's not as bad, but the rest of the days, so much dust, anything you can do. I mean, again, like I said before, you can just say screw it and take it on the chin, which I have done multiple times. And like, it's not the worst thing in the world. But if that's something you're concerned about, neti pot is a great way to just kind of keep the pipes clean and keep yourself moving.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about no days wasted then?
Yes. So my theory is, maybe it's not the right theory, but take one before bed. No days wasted, baby. No days wasted, or liquid IV, or, any of the electrolyte hydrating pills. That's not exactly what they're called, but you get, that's like what it's doing more or less. Take one at night, wake up, do another one in the morning. You'll be good to go. Yeah. I mean, I think they're really just like, it really helps, again, prolong your experience and have fun and like hopefully maybe not get as sick after the Coachella flu is so real. Well, and typically throughout the day, even if you're drinking a bunch of water, it's pretty uncommon to get the electrolytes you need. You just want to be taking care of yourself. And as you know, as most people know, like if you just keep drinking water with no electrolytes, you actually dehydrate yourself. Right. So not only you're in the desert and you're only drinking water, you're going to be dehydrated. Going home, obviously it'd be okay to keep drinking water, but it's really good to get that electrolyte side in because that's really what's going to rehydrate you and get your body ready for the next day. So yeah, that's how to survive in the desert for Coachella. Survive might be a strong word. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Kidding. How to survive, or, just like make it. How to barely make it. Basic Bitches Guide to Coachella 202 is coming to an end. What? Was that wrong? Yes. No, it was right. I'm kidding. Oh my God. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening to our Coachella episodes. We'll see you out in the desert. Yeah. See you there.